Howdy, Possum Patty here with my fall Cosmic Smash book. And I did finish it up. Well, 99.9% finished, and I'm going to do a little bit of a flip through and show you all the pages I've done and the last few I did to finish the book up. So come on along. Now I may do some more things to the cover because I haven't done anything but this wallpaper. So this, I mean, it's perfectly fine the way it is. And I did decorate the spine with some old buttons. And this is a beautiful picture from some old wallpaper. It may stay like this or may get a little something added to it. I don't know. And there is a video, I think, on every page that I made. Just go to my playlist for the Fall Cosmic Smash book, and you can see all those pages done. But I started with a very old picture that my sister did when she was in kindergarten, I think, of this tree with no leaves. This is sewn onto a piece of paper. Now I started this page like a year or two ago when I did my first Cosmic Smash book. Was that 2 years ago? Wow. And it didn't fit in the book, so I saved it, and now it's in this one. Have a little Dollar Tree ribbon across the side. Added some die cuts and some stickers. And a picture of her, probably from middle school maybe. Well, she was much younger when she drew that. Oh, and I added this little owl over here, up in the tree. And these pages were a lot of fun. And this was some nature journaling. And I die cut these ferns. And then I used one of the papers that I had die cut these ferns out of. Put it over here with the yellow behind it. Sewed a ribbon. Put the leaf ribbon up the side. Cut out some little dots, and this is supposed to be bittersweet. And this is an old stump with some moss on it and some mushrooms that I saw and some berries. And this was back in September. There's some Japanese beauty berries on this card. And here's a painted lady butterfly that was on my lavender. And you can see with the wings open and with the wings closed. And I used corrugated cardboard to make the tree stump. There's a lot of texture on here. And this was some more just journaling from outside in the garden. You can call this garden journaling. And something was eating my daisy plants, and I just journaled about that. Again, if you want to see how I made each page, there is a video on each page. Mr. Possum and I went out for a ride in the convertible with the top down. It was October 7th. And we had to go meet my sister somewhere. And Mr. Possum picked up a beautiful shiny rock from the side of the road and handed it to me. So I kept it because he knows I love my rocks. It looks like a mica schist. Very shiny. So I put it in this little bag. And I made a pocket there. And these pictures are all printed out from my Canon Ivy mini printer. And these are some memory pages because these are older pictures. And I did a corner flip, put a little Velcro on there, flip it up. Be Kind, my niece with a little barn cat. My sister with her friend's horse. Some journaling on this side. I put the basket of apples there because she went to see the horse. I put on some nice tulle on the top. I put on some of the gold ribbon at the top and the gold foil paper and gold center daisies. And I was doing some cowboy pages with some fall background. There's my old riding buddy Monica, who passed away from breast cancer a few years back. And beautiful autumn mountains in the background. And this is my stepdaughter when she was quite young. She is now a grandmother. She's got roller skates on, but she's wearing a little Western outfit. And this is a earring from my aunt, and I just stuck that on there for boots. And an old picture of my cousin with his little cowboy outfit on. This is when they lived in New Mexico. It says Ride 'em Cowboy. All these cowboy stickers are from the Dollar Tree. And I just added a couple of these fall leaves. Kind of like a little tab on the page. And there's a picture of me. Sorry about the glare. With my boot scootin' boogie outfit on. Just decorated the page with sparkly ribbons and things. This was an old card that was given to me by my sister. And let's see. That's on that side, okay. So, oh, this is a, well, I glued it down. It's just hanging over the top. So this is one of the clusters I did. And I use these gears as a background because the owl is like a steampunk owl. And I put a little picture of me and my son on my old horse Bo, Mr. Bojangles. And another picture of my cousin from New Mexico on the little pony. Now this wasn't really his pony. I think this is the pony that the guy brings around and you sit on it and he takes your picture. I got this little tiny clothespin here. And I have this cowboy fabric flip. And underneath, a picture of Pee Wee Herman as a cowboy. And underneath that, a picture of my son with cowboy boots and a little Mickey Mouse cowboy hat. Happy boy there. And here he is, very young, probably about a year old, with on a little plastic horse. I think my sister gave this to him. Decorated it with some of this paper and stickers from the Dollar Tree. And this was my fun zucchini page, where I made a belly band, which is zucchini, and pictures of zucchini from a seed catalog, roasted zucchini back there. And my stepdaughter gave me some zucchini that she grew in her garden, and there's one of them there. I printed it out with these cute little cartoon cats on it, and I grilled the zucchini. Did my little journaling around the edge there. So that is mixing memories with current daily events. And this was a really, really fun page to do. I made this mason jar, put a little acetate cover, made some fuzzy wuzzy beans to put in there. I put material and a little twine on there, a little sunflower, and the journaling card talks about the runner beans, and this is a picture of the beans. And this is a picture of them growing on the vine. Now, I plant this vine because it has red flowers that the hummingbirds love. And there's my journaling on the back. So I'm going to try and save some of the beans to grow it again next year, like a little garden experiment. And that goes in the pocket behind the jar. And I have a nature journaling page about wild asters. This is a cluster I made. Really pretty scrapbook paper there in the pocket. This is a really old picture of some milkweed pods that I had taken. And on this side is a picture of poison ivy growing up the side of the tree with its autumn colors. Very pretty. And that goes in the pocket. On this side, I just made a little pocket out of some vellum-like paper. I did some stamping of leaves, and I have my never-ending journaling card. Now, all of these little images and words are from the journaling cards from the Dollar Tree. Except for this picture of my son and me many, many years ago. Hello Autumn, little bear waving. This was a lot of fun to make. And I wanted sort of like a see-through pocket, so that's what I did there. And this is some journaling about the square pumpkin that I bought. and this side, which is a really pretty paper. And I had already made this page, so I just added the leaf, and I did this with watercolors and a scrapbooking paper. And I did my nature journaling on these little tags: dogwood berries, goldenrod in bloom, and winterberry holly with his red berries. And then the back, some scrapbooking paper. And some more nature journaling about seeing the chipmunk. Now this is just from a book, a picture of a chipmunk. I was walking my cat up the lane and we saw the chipmunk. And here's one of my art dolls. And I had made some pumpkin muffins, so I made my art doll out of a funny photo of me. This is an app called LOL Photo Booth, and it distorts your faces, and the dress is from the pumpkin mix, and then arms and legs, and I give her a pumpkin. And here's a picture of my muffins. I just decorated the back. Put a little bling bling on there. And it says, give them pumpkin to talk about. Give them pumpkin to talk about. This was a really fun page. This is a memory page, and there are magnets in here to hold these leaves. But this was a visit to my mom's. This was a rainbow we saw on the way home. And the pictures are just my sisters and myself. There's my mom holding some colorful leaves. She's 92. My sisters and mom and me. And the magnet holds it like that. And across from it is just a nature journaling page about some frost that we had. The first week in November was our first frost. Our frosts were very late this year. Oh, and then I got a catalog from Amazon from Dolores, because I didn't get one from Amazon, but Dolores did, and she sent me her Amazon catalog. I did this nice woodsy page here, and there's my clock. It's the Northern Oriole clock. Added the leafy ribbon and some bling bling, glue everywhere, and put the clock there because the raccoon says, "Hello, bear, see the time?" And the bear said, "It's 1/2 time to chill." And on the back I have a picture of my grandma chilling in the chair there. This picture was taken in 1978. Oh, and this is a letter from her to me and my ex. So I just put that in there with her picture. So this is like a memory page. And then on Veterans Day, Mr. Possum and I went to Olive Garden. They gave him free lunch because he's a veteran. This is from their menu. It has a date and everything on it, so I didn't need to journal. And I put a picture of my cousin's son when he was a cadet at the Virginia Military Institute. And a picture of my son and daughter-in-law apple picking. And here's a pocket. And I know there's a picture of apple picking that I want to put here. And I've come across it 3 times, and when I went to put it in here, I couldn't find it. So when I find it, that's one thing that has to get done. I don't know if I'll put more on the cover, but I definitely have a picture that's going to go there. This page I had done 2 years ago, but I added the leaf and the bling. And it's just a little memory card. My mom, my stepfather, my sister, my son, my brother, my grandma. So this is like 40 years ago. And this is from a book about the Happies. The Happies put food in their mouths and not things like pins. This is from the Dollar Tree tool, those gold leaves. And it's a fold out because this is a large picture my son did in kindergarten of the Thanksgiving turkey. It says the Thanksgiving story. And these are book pages from an old vintage book about going to the farm. And in the pocket are just some old photos. Like she's now a mom and has a daughter who is 2. 3. Yeah, she just turned 3. There's a turkey. Made a nice little cluster up here. And this is my sister cooking. And another page from the Happies about do not touch the gas stove. Here's my sister cooking on the stove. And this is an Audubon wild turkey picture. And it is a pocket. And another Thanksgiving photo. And this one has Mr. Possum in it. And the back of this is some material, just some old material scraps that I had. And this whole fold-out centerpiece, this was all done 2 years ago. And I finally got to finishing this book. There's my niece and myself on Thanksgiving. And this is really funny. This is in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And these are all wooden Indians in a row. We actually bought one of these and brought it home with us. So there's a guy out there who carves these. And it's kind of like a family thing. It's like the grandfather did it and the son did it. Now his sons are doing it. A little material up here for a pull. This is the other side of the apple picking page. I made an apple pie. Got 2 pictures from that. This is, I think this is some paper I bought. I put the truck on this bag, which is the bag the apples came in. I added the truck. And here's my journaling. And that goes in the little tuck right there. And my steampunk owl cluster that I had made. And on this side, just an old picture of my sister and my son. And I did that because of these reds. I thought really went well with that tree back there. And another picture of my son in the pumpkin patch. Some Dollar Tree stickers, scrapbooking paper. Just some memory keeping there. And this was a nature journaling page about seeing the autumn meadow hawk, which is a dragonfly that flies in the fall, which I didn't know anything about before. So I just learned that this year, saw it in my yard. And I added some yarn to this tag, but the tag is glued down and so is the yarn. So it's just kind of like a fake tag. It doesn't come out or anything. But I love these colors. And we have some more nature journaling. And this is a page from a nature book. It's a woodsy page, so I thought it would go good in the journal. And I did some journaling here. Now this is an old picture of 2 fawns that I saw, and this is at the Audubon Center. But I journaled about waking up to see a doe standing out in front of my house. And then I journaled about the pretty color on the weeping cherry tree and just the red maple leaves falling to the ground. Just doing some fall journaling there. And then at the top I have 2 little tiny envelopes that I made out of tags. And I have old photos. It's a photo of my mom, probably when she was about 16, I don't know, pretty young there. And that's probably from a real photo booth, not an app, but the kind you go in. And I made little tucks there, close them up. And these are die cuts I got from BB Crafts. Like I said, I made these little envelopes out of tags. I gotta watch the camera because it's gonna shut itself off. Stand by. For some reason, when my camera's count hits 18, it shuts itself off. So I have to pay attention to that. And it's an old school photo of my sister. I thought these were cute in these tiny envelopes. And you make them just by folding up a tag and putting a little closure on them. And there's this little secret pocket at the top of the page. And they go in there like that. And I got this out of my gnome book, and I just love this picture, so I didn't add anything right to the page. Beautiful fox. So I just made him a pocket and put a very large tag on the inside. and did some nature journaling about the fox grapes growing along the lane, and also about hearing the barred owl hooting outside my bedroom window. Some nature journaling there. I used to do all nature journaling in a journal, and then I started doing art journaling in my nature journals, and then I started doing junk journals, and then I started doing nature journaling in my junk journals. And this is how I ended the book. I put this big cluster on here, and I put the clock with the gears. There's a really pretty big, there's a clock sticking out up there too. Because this is sort of, well, it's just fall, autumn. It's got a little September, a little October, a little November. But, you know, that's when we turn back the clocks. So I put, if I could turn back time. And here's an old picture of me. And I am taking a picture of my sister, who is taking a picture of me. So this is kind of like selfies back in the day before there was such a thing as selfies. And I found this Tim Holtz saying, reflections of each other. So I thought that went pretty well. I added some bling bling up here just to finish off the book. So I believe the only thing that I definitely have to add is that one apple picture that's got to go here. And I have to find it. I know it's here somewhere. Other than that, I think the pages are pretty much done up. Done up, done up. So I hope you enjoyed all the videos I made on telling the stories and showing you how I did each page. And I just want to thank you for coming along on this, look how nice and chunky this is, this particular journaling journey with me. Oh my, look at this. Now the first signature is pretty much the size of the book. But the second signature, even though it has some smaller pages like this and this, a lot of the pages are much bigger than the book, sticking out like that. And I found out there's several of my journals are like that. They're all even on the bottom, but they're all different heights at the top. And I do have a band. These are just hair bands from the Dollar Tree store. And I just put them on, slide them on like this, because they're chunky, just to hold it closed, like so. And that's it. So I wish everybody happy junk journaling. Bye-bye now.